everyone. Welcome to Mamsu Code video guide session. In the previous video, we were working on our exposure layer for the get all method. So it's turning green. And with that, we are completing all the required coding for the read all operation. Now we are moving on to read by ID. So how is this read by ID different from the read operation? Why are we having two things, right? So ID here, we're referring to something that is unique for the record that we're trying to save. So if you're working on book as your entity, book ID, book name, book author, publish date, there'll be so many attributes, right? So book ID is something that's going to be unique for all the set of books that's going to be there in the storage. So working on our primary key, that's our unique key, is always the efficient way to retrieve the records. After we retrieve, then we can filter on to say, okay, now I want the book that is written by the author XYZ. Give me only those books. So you can then go with read all and then go with filter by the author name. Whereas read by ID is efficient when you want to retrieve the details for a particular book or a particular entity. So that's why we are explicitly coding for read by ID here. Okay, with that, we have completed our logging broker. We're going to work on our storage broker. Let's get to the coding. Okay, I have taken the latest. Okay, so I'm going with a new branch users tree, and this is going to be my broker, and then select by ID. Here we are, and let's go here. So we're going to expose a contract. So this is going to just return one record, right? So we don't need the whole collection. And the method is select by ID. So what are we going to select? Select sample by ID. So this ID has to be coming in as an input parameter. So int ID. How do you know what is the data type for the ID? You can have the models open, and then this is the data type for the ID. Okay, here we are done with the contract. Let's go implement it. It has turned red because we have not written the code, right? Let's try here. Yeah, this is going to give you the template. What we want to do is this is a single line. So let's do this. Let's say from the whole set, it's trying to autocomplete. That's what we want. So we are going to say, find me something. You can over and read about it. It's going to give you something for the match that you have. Instead of X, let's give something meaningful, right? So sample is my record. Find me the record that has ID that is equal to the input that is coming in as a parameter from the upstream. So whomsoever is calling this broker. So that's my implementation for retrieving the record by ID. Let's run code cleanup. Let's try to run the solution. Ideally, it should not impact any of the tests, but just for the sanity purpose, let's run all the tests. Okay, this retrieve by ID is going to have less number of tests. Let's see why it is. Yeah, it's all passed. So here I am, broker. This is going to be select sample by ID. Okay, now in the next video, let's take a look at how to write the foundation layer for this particular select by ID. Thank you all for watching.